Welcome to the Newsworthy. All the day's news in less than 10 minutes. Fast, fair, fun, and on the go. Today, we're talking everything from why the president's tweets are under investigation to a new line of smart clothes. Those stories and many more in less than 10 minutes. I'm Erica Mandy. Today is Friday, July 27th. You ready? Let's do this. President Trump is calling it a, quote, great moment for so many families. It seems North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is following through on at least one promise: to return remains of U.S. servicemen killed during the Korean War about 65 years ago. Today, the White House says it happened. The AP reports a U.S. military plane left South Korea and went to pick up the possible remains in the north, then brought them back to South Korea. The remains are then expected to arrive in Hawaii. CNN reports it's believed to be 55 sets of remains, but that it may take months to get detailed DNA analysis. This is happening on the 65th anniversary of the end of the Korean War. The court-ordered deadline to reunite immigrant families has come and gone now. Remember, a judge had ruled that by Thursday, the Trump administration must reunite all families who crossed the U.S.-Mexico border illegally. Many of them got separated. The parent got detained, and the kid was sent to a shelter or foster home. Well, the administration says the deadline has been met because about 1,400 children were returned to parents who have been deemed eligible. But that's not actually everyone involved. It's just more than half the migrant children. Reuters reports there are hundreds of parents that were considered ineligible. They reportedly didn't pass background checks or parent verification, or in some cases were already deported without their kids. We all know President Trump tweets a lot, and now a new report says some of those tweets are under investigation. The New York Times reports special counsel Robert Mueller is looking at the president's tweets as part of the investigation into Russia's 2016 election interference, specifically whether any of the president's tweets were obstruction of justice. In other words, whether the president was trying to hurt the investigation by tweeting criticism about key witnesses. Think Attorney General Jeff Sessions and former FBI Director James Comey. But Trump's lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, says no, not true. That typically obstruction cases involve secrecy and bribery, and that didn't happen here. These were public tweets. Amazon's facial recognition technology has apparently made a mistake. The ACLU says it ran a test, and the tech wrongly ID'd more than 24 members of Congress as people who have been arrested for a crime. Well, they haven't. The ACLU, or American Civil Liberties Union, says it's proof that this tool is not one that law enforcement should be using, especially because it made more mistakes on people of color. And some lawmakers saw this report and said they're worried about it. CBS News says right now, at least 2 police departments in the U.S. are using this tool called Amazon Recognition. But Amazon is questioning the ACLU's method to run this test. And Amazon highlighted the positive ways facial recognition technology is used, like finding lost children. It's the biggest one-day market drop of all time. The Verge reports Facebook lost $123 billion in value overnight. TechCrunch put that into perspective this week, saying all of Bitcoin is about $140 billion, so it's almost like all of Bitcoins are gone in 24 hours. And Twitter is worth $33 billion, so it's like 4 Twitters disappeared. Why the massive drop? A less than stellar report card from Facebook. The growth is stalling. Europe's new privacy laws, known as GDPR, and some of the data controversies are at least part of this. The company has now created a new metric to measure its family of apps instead, since Facebook is betting on the future of apps like Instagram. All right, some other things to know today. There's a promising new drug to fight Alzheimer's disease. USA Today reports many experts and doctors are cautiously optimistic about this, that the results so far show the drug should be the first to do 2 things: slow symptoms of the disease and actually lessen the amount of plaques in patients' brains. Of course, more research needs to happen. We've been talking a lot about Mars lately, and starting right now, you can get a good glimpse at the red planet by just looking up. NPR reports Mars will look brighter in the night sky than it has for 15 years. You'll see a red glow next to the white stars. The New York Times says Mars will look its brightest through the weekend. That's because of something known as Mars opposition. It means Mars, Earth, and the Sun all line up, with Earth in the middle. It happens about every 2 years. And next Tuesday, the 31st, Mars will also be at its closest point to Earth in its orbit, so it'll be pretty bright then too. And by the way, there's also a 2-hour lunar eclipse happening today. CBS News reports it'll be the longest eclipse of the 21st century, and it's happening this afternoon. The moon will turn a blood red as Earth passes between the sun and moon. But sorry to disappoint anyone in the U.S., well, in all of North America, you actually won't get to see the lunar eclipse. It'll only be visible to half the world. So for people in North America, just look at Mars for now. Get ready for voice messages on LinkedIn. The voicemails can be up to 1 minute long, and the company says it's rolling out now. To leave someone else a voice message, you have to tap the microphone icon in the app's keyboard and then press and hold a microphone button in the app. Then you can listen to voice messages anywhere you get LinkedIn, even on your desktop. The new feature is starting to roll out, and everyone should have it sometime in the next few weeks. LinkedIn is saying this option gives people a more efficient way to communicate, since people tend to speak 4 times faster than they type. And the company says it's easier to make more of a personal connection when you hear someone's voice. Tommy Hilfiger just came out with a new line of smart clothing. It knows when you wear it and then rewards you for wearing it. Business Insider reports it's called Tommy Jeans Explore. It's basically a line of clothes and accessories that come with a smart chip in it, and then that connects via Bluetooth to an app on your phone. You get points for wearing the clothes. The points can be exchanged for rewards like gift cards. The company says it's creating a bunch of brand ambassadors with this new tech, but not everyone is on board with it. TechCrunch called it, quote, ridiculous, and others have some privacy concerns. Tommy Hilfiger says the chips are encrypted and can be turned off anytime. It seems the next generation of Charlie's Angels have been decided. Variety reports Kristen Stewart, Naomi Scott, and Ella Balinska will be the 3 stars of another Charlie's Angels movie where they work for the mysterious Charlie. The movie is set to come out in September of next year. And that's it for today. You're all caught up. If you got value out of today's episode, please be sure to share it with someone. Let them know they should be listening to The Newsworthy as well. And if you want to read more about any of the stories we talked about today, you know what to do. Head on over to thenewsworthy.com, click episodes, and find today's date. The Newsworthy is ready for you every weekday by 4 in the morning Eastern Time. So I'll be back with more news on Monday. Have a great weekend.